First, I'd like to say that, well, I need to tell you a little bit about my lead up to this. Because for about a month now, we've been rehearsing for this. And every week we would come, and I thought I had it all together. I would put my speech together, and this is what I was going to say, and it was going to be fabulous. So I would get up here on the stage, and I would say my thing, and they would be like, "That's not you." So I'm like, "What do you mean it's not me? That is me. I'm giving you what I got. I got nothing else for you." So I was getting frustrated, and I was like, I don't know what else you want from me. So just yesterday, I figured out what it was. So it was really surface. I really didn't want to delve into my past too much because I didn't really want to hurt my mom. My story it's not an easy one to tell. And the main thing is that I'm not here, I wanted her to be proud. I didn't want her to be mad. I didn't want her to think that I was coming up here to bash her because that's just not it. So I got to tell my story, and that's what I'm going to do. My parents were the kind of parents that used drugs and alcohol. They made bad decisions, and my brother, sister, and I were not their priorities. We grew up in a house that had no heat, no hot water or lights. We had one lamp that was hooked to an extension cord, and we stole the electricity from the neighbors. But we walked around the house with this lamp on this extension cord. And thinking back on it is funny, but living through it really wasn't. So the house was like a stop and go for the neighborhood drug addicts. And it was a lot of weird people, a lot of crazy people always doing weird and crazy things because they were high. And the only safety that I had at that time was my sister. She's like 4 years older than me. And she always made everything okay. She always made it like if we didn't have any food, I don't know how she did it, but she found it. So when we needed clean clothes, she found a way to get our clothes washed. So like one day she said that she was gonna go get money for food and get money to wash our clothes. Well, she didn't return. So for like a year, I wondered what happened to my sister, and I really thought that I wouldn't be able to make it without her. I didn't know what to do or where to go, so I knew I had to get out of there. So I'm 11 years old, and I set out like, I'm out of here, I gotta go. So I left to go to the streets, and I didn't know which direction to go, who to go to, or who was gonna help me, but I just felt like I had this. If my sister could do it, I could do it. So I go out there, and a few weeks go by, dealing with a lot of people who use and abuse me. I really was just going with the wind. So I met this guy, and I really thought that this guy was gonna be like my savior. He made everything sound so great, like he was gonna protect me, he was gonna take care of me. And come to find out, he was a pimp. And at that point, I really didn't grasp the reality of that. I didn't know what that entailed. So I was like, okay, and he has all these girls with him, and they're gonna be like my sisters, and we're just gonna be a family, and everything's gonna be fine. Well, that didn't turn out to be so true. He exploited me, he beat me, and he put a price tag on what I now know to be priceless, my self-worth. I can remember the first time, I said I wasn't gonna do this. I can remember the first time I ever got into the car with a stranger. And he was asking me to do things that at 11 years old were disgusting to me. And I didn't know anything like this. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And so I got out of the car. But the guy and one of his other girls, they pulled my hair and they made me get back in the car. So I got back in the car and I did what the man wanted me to do. I cried my way through it, but I did it. So for many years after that, I started using drugs. I kept doing that. It was a lot of rapes, a lot of abuse, just losing myself every day. But through all that, I did find out what the key to surviving was for me. And for me, that was giving myself a second chance and knowing that despite whatever was happening, whoever was doing whatever to me, it didn't matter. It didn't matter because I was strong and that I could find that strength. And even though it was so hard some days, I just didn't know what to do, that I was gonna be okay regardless of what it was. So I came in and out of jail for a lot of years. Came in and out of jail, and I didn't care. I didn't care about anybody. I didn't care about anything. But I decided this last time, which was in 2010, that I was going to give myself this second chance, and I was going to do something positive, and I was going to make myself proud, because despite whatever it was, I didn't need a man, I didn't need my sister, I didn't need my family, I didn't need anybody but myself, and to believe in myself. And so that's what I'm doing now. I've been here, thank you. I've been here for 5 years, and it wasn't easy, because in the beginning, I didn't want to hear anything. I didn't care about authority. I had no respect for anyone or what they had to say. And so, like they said earlier, I spent a lot of time in isolation in the maximum security unit. And about 3 years ago, I found SOAR. And SOAR is Survivors of Abuse and Recovery, and that has been my saving grace. It helps you, it's intense therapy for abused women in recovery. And it has helped me to dissect through my traumas piece by piece. And it really is hard, and you're gonna cry a lot, you're gonna fight with yourself, and it doesn't matter though, because it's worth the fight. So I've done that. I'm still doing it. I'm not fixed, definitely not fixed yet, but I'm getting there. I'm closer than I was before. I've come so far from who I was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even last year. And lastly, I just want to say that everybody here, everyone anywhere deserves a second chance at a positive, healthy life. I don't want to, I think I said this, but I need to reiterate this a bit. I don't want anyone to think that I blame my parents for anything, because they had an addiction and they were struggling, and I know better than anybody what an addiction does to you. So I don't blame them, and I forgive them. And when you give yourself a second chance, it gives you permission to give others that same chance.